Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider of the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwood alongside Richard Mulrooney. And Coach, your team playing very well right now. You're now sitting at 6-2. You've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, you never want to get ahead of yourselves, but we've got a little win streak going. I challenged the guys when we were at 2-2 to let's get off the losing streak to get to 1 win in a row. Let's get 2 wins in a row. Let's get 3. So it's gotten up to 4. But we take it game by game. Every game's different, whether it's a conference home game, conference away game, out of conference away, whatever it is. So it's added up to this point. But having said that, we're going into the Connecticut game this coming Friday. It's the next game up. We're not. Our record doesn't count. Our conference doesn't count. We're going into a place that's hard to play against a good team that's coached very well, and we're taking it game by game more so than the streaks or whatever. But if you look at it in depth like that, it's been a good run, and I'm proud of the guys for that.
We recorded last week's show the day you played St. Louis, so we've not had a chance to talk about it. But to touch on it, how big is the St. Louis match as far as getting this momentum? Because you go on the road and you upset Xavier, and there's upsets every year in every sport. You follow that with the win at Belmont, but a chance to really gain some confidence, beat a quality team at home, and then run it at that point to 3 in a row.
Yeah, St. Louis, the name speaks for itself. Whether they're having a poor year, which they're not this year, whether they're having a great year, the St. Louis name in soccer, it's gold, So, and I know Kevin very well. He's done a great job with that program, and they're continuing to get better and better every year. So that's a good relationship we have. But the St. Louis game was important for us. I think we were coming off our last home game with a loss, so we wanted to get back to the winning streak at home. But in saying that, it was more or less just showing up and competing. And we started that game off very well. For the first 20, 25 minutes, the energy was great. Really didn't give them a sniff, and we actually were able to get that 1 goal. And then we sort of died out a little bit, and St. Louis sort of figured out how to play against us, so it started going back and forth. But if I remember correctly, obviously they came back and tied it up, made it 1-1.
Right.
We then went up 2-1. They tied it up 2-2, and then obviously got the 3rd goal. But I would say that the last 15, 20 minutes, if there was anything I was disappointed in the game, it was how we saw the game out, sort of game management in terms of just starting to be panic a little bit, try to sort of hold the ship instead of drive the ship, and we started having cheap turnovers. And another 5 minutes in that game, St. Louis might have been able to get one, and we actually had a couple opportunities to maybe attack on a 4th. But at the end of the day, we saw the game out. It's one of those games where take a deep breath at the end and just say, guys, let's learn from this and not turn too many games in this, because they were that close to tying it up on us. But we got our 3 points, a good win at home, and we obviously gained confidence in moving forward from that.
With the imbalanced conference schedule, you've got the 4 road games this year, only the 3 home matches. So a big one at Cincinnati. So you've gotten a road match right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. You never take it for granted playing on the road, no matter who you're playing. And Cincinnati at home is a tough game. Hilton does a good job with them at home. It's on field turf. They have a decent crowd out there. So to go on the road to get the 3 points, sign me up right now. And we played pretty well, to be honest with you. We played pretty well. And again, it was one of those things where we're able to get the goal, add another one or whatever, got a 3rd. They got one to sort of close the gap a bit. But again, I wish we would have seen the game out a little bit better. We could have tacked on a 4th or 5th, but they could have added a couple as well. So it's a work in progress. From the St. Louis game to this one, it was a little bit better seeing the game out, and it helped having that 3-goal lead. But in matches as it gets closer to the end of the season where it's only a 1 goal or maybe it's tied up, you don't want to give as many opportunities up as we did. So again, it's halfway through the year. We're learning our lessons, but it wasn't a complete performance, but it was a performance that we'll take any time on the road to get 3 points.
Sam Ashton's on the honor roll this week, and he's having a pretty special year with the 8 goals right now. That ranks 4th in the NCAA.
He's doing great. And it's not just the goals. I think it's his runs off the ball. I think it's, for it was either 1st or 2nd goal in Cincinnati. He won a header in the box, headed it across to a guy, Christoforos, who came through and finished it. He's setting up plays. He's become a complete player this year, and off the field as well. He's been great in the locker room. The guys enjoy him, but I'm happy for him. He works hard. He's coming even that much more fit this year, and he's getting rewarded for it. Last year was a tough year. I think it was an adjustment from where he came from to playing with us, and we put expectations on him, but we also laid it out that we knew he was capable of this. But saying you're capable and actually doing it on the field are 2 different things, and he's shown up this year. So kudos to him, but also the service from outside, from Gurman, from Peter, from Alex, from everybody else getting him the ball. It's a team effort, but we obviously need that one person to be able to finish up, put it in the back of the net, and he's done that.
You mentioned Courtois just a second ago. He's on the honor roll as well.
Yeah. Tireless worker. He could maybe go through he could have gone the whole season maybe with no goals or assists. He offers more than that. He offers just a bulldog effort in the middle. Defensively, he's a terror to play against. Usually picks the right pass in terms of starting plays, but to finally be able to reward himself with some goals and obviously finish a penalty kickoff, which takes composure as well. I'm happy to see that, but we know in the locker room what he has to offer, and we don't need the goals and assists to show that, although I would never turn that down from him.
Best start since 2013 right now, so you've got a lot of momentum, and you go right back on the road against a tough UConn team. Right now they're sitting with 3 wins, but we know how tough it is to win up there. It's going to be a little bit different for them, though. They're bumping the game up a little bit. They've got the situation with the mosquitoes up there. They're moving a lot of their night games in various sports up to the afternoon. They're also playing off campus in Hartford while they renovate the on-campus facility.
Yeah, I mean, again, sort of Connecticut has the St. Louis name. Connecticut's won national championships. Ray's had them in the top 20 in the NCAA tournament the past numerous years. So putting records aside, and they've had some difficult losses this year, that they could have easily won. Putting that aside, it's just a matter of focusing on us. Obviously, it's a bit of a longer trip for us, a flight. We leave early Thursday morning, but at the same time, we'll get up there, train, and we have a full week of training this week as well. We don't have a Tuesday game, so we're able to practice Monday through Thursday and sort of prepare specifically for Connecticut. So no game's easy, as we talked about, especially not at Connecticut, but it's the next one on the docket, and we're making sure we take it very serious and obviously hoping to get 3 points out of it, but at the end of the day, hoping to have a complete team performance, which usually turns in a good result for us.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Anytime.
That is Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.